more importantly, what is it that we can do for the customer to make that decision a bit easier? Right? You want them to go home in that 3-6 weeks, maybe a couple of months after they purchase their car, and they're really excited, and they're sharing it with their friends. Something that we're a little bit immune to because we're in and out of new cars every day, not a big deal. But when you buy one car every 5 years, this is a big deal. Finding a way to capitalize on that post-purchase is certainly one of our goals. So I want to do a little bit of a mobile reminder. Now we're going to sort of head into that 2012 best practices piece I was talking about, where I'm not going to tell you how to manage a website. We always have to start with mobile. I feel like I've been talking about mobile a lot, maybe for 3, 4, 5 years even. So I believe it's close to going by the wayside, right? Close to going the way of specials. It should be expected. And here's why. Well, this is a growth trend from January of 2011. 20% of the visitors to the Dealer.com network are now coming from a mobile device. If we give that really, if we ground that a bit, we get roughly 40 million, 45 million visits to our network of dealerships every single month, and 20%, 1 out of 5, is from a mobile device. That's an enormous amount of traffic. And that doesn't even mean that they hit a mobile website. You follow me? So just because somebody's using a mobile, how many people have been to a website that's not mobile on your iPhone or whatever device it's terrible, right? And you stand there and you pinch and you do this and you just leave, you're done. That's really not acceptable, and I think we all get that. We have to present something that's valuable to the customer because oftentimes mobile can be that last step. It could be that last piece of research. Why do I think it's potentially the last piece? Well, search is the leading mobile research tool. What does that really mean? Well, I don't have to tell you what happens on your lot every Saturday. When you look outside and you see people standing in front of a car, what are they doing? Give it to me. They're looking at their phone. They're not looking at your window sticker, right? They're maybe price checking you against the dealership down the road. Let's check out the next slide. Maybe they're reading some reviews. They're looking for a deal. This could be the moment, right? It could be this moment we talk about where that person makes a decision to buy a vehicle from you. So just think about the experience you're providing them against certainly some of the research that we get from our friends at Google here. If we're not providing people with the tools that they need to make that decision, right, then certainly they're going to find another resource to answer their question. And that single decision, right, their inability to find the answer from you could be the difference between engaging in that purchase process and not engaging in that purchase process. Next, my 2 must-haves in 2012, and I would hazard to guess that the first one was a must-have maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Paid search. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Paid search has become something that people are sort of taking for granted. However, what we are seeing is that some of our most progressive dealers are digging back in. They're taking a look at budgets. They understand that paid search comes with a law of diminishing return. Does everybody or anybody know what that law of diminishing return really means? Anybody? Show of a hand. There, Ralph's got it. What it basically means is that the more money you put into paid search, there's going to be a point where the performance of those ad dollars starts to decrease, right? So the idea that you just throw a bunch of money at it and get results, it's not necessarily true. There is a sweet spot for you, for every single one of you in this room. There is a point where the money that you spend matches your strategy, whatever that strategy is. If it's a conquest strategy and you're not as worried about cost per lead, there's a sweet spot for you. Okay? If you're a very